The average business in the UK has 8 weeks of cash reserves. So learning to make money during this time is extremely important. And that's what I'm going to hopefully be able to teach you in this video here. I'm going to teach you how to not only survive, but thrive during this time. So what to expect in this short presentation here. The introduction is going to include perhaps one of the most important parts of this presentation, which is the mentality of the situation, how you should view it, because ultimately that is going to fuel and motivate your actions moving forward. Secondly, I'm going to go through the exact strategy, the exact tactics to convert your paid members as a gym owner, as a fitness business owner, and convert these members to a service that's online to ultimately increase your revenue during this time. That could perhaps also actually be used when your gym does reopen. Thirdly, in this presentation, I'm going to be talking about the opportunity in the market, where you should be doubling down and perhaps where you should be pulling back and being a bit more cautious. And finally, I'm going to be talking about how to differentiate yourself from everybody offering free stuff out there, but by providing the two most important things that your customers care about. But first of all, before we go into that, why listen to me? Who am I and who do I represent? So I run a specialist digital marketing agency that works solely within the fitness and well-being industry. We've worked with franchises such as Energy Fitness, Anytime Fitness, and Fit for Less. So several years working directly with fitness business owners within the fitness space, whilst guaranteeing our results. And myself personally, I have extensive experience in multiple different industries, such as e-commerce and self-development, and also in real estate as well. But I've more recently focused in the fitness space. So the introduction and why your mentality matters and how to see this as an opportunity. So I first want to start us off by admitting a yes, this is a difficult situation. Of course it is. And if your business goes under, I'm sure nobody will blame you because it's a very difficult time for most people. But quite frankly, tough times make strong entrepreneurs. And so what are you going to do about the situation? Okay. When it is a historical event and you look back at this time, how do you want to remember how you acted? Okay. Are you going to be happy with not adapting to the market that has rapidly changed, or are you going to want to look back and say that I adapted my offer, I adapted whilst providing to the market, and I could not only survive but thrive during this time? And so the attitude of course, not waiting till this is all over may not be optimal, as who's to say that there may not be another lockdown in the foreseeable future. And so learning to be able to make money during this time is extremely important. So the importance of transitioning your service that you're already offering and making that online, why to not do that is extremely risky. Okay, so as you know, businesses obviously need an income to survive. Cash is king. And as I said in the introduction, most small businesses have just less than 8 weeks of cash reserves, so it's extremely important. So the only viable solution within the fitness industry is to offer an online service. So now the nitty-gritty of the presentation: how to be paid by new members and your existing members, of course, or perhaps members of your competition who aren't going to be doing what I'm about to show with you here. So the campaign strategy evolves around offering some sort of online class and some sort of accountability group. So it involves essentially offering some form of online class, I say, that is similar to the service they provide in person. This is mainly this video targeted towards gyms and fitness business owners. So you create a Facebook group for the paid members and run regularly scheduled classes multiple times per week that your target audience can register for, and then you can set up email reminders before the classes to the link to the Zoom call, and then to attract new members and convert existing members to the package, you can offer one free live class. Okay, with the frame that this has been done to quote unquote support people who are going through this time and support you at home to keep you healthy during this period. And you can of course make them aware of this campaign by through any means necessary. It obviously varies based on your business. You have lots of different businesses have different um, audience in different locations. Some might have email lists, some might have large Instagram following. Whatever it is, make them aware of what you're doing, and then people, um, in by making them aware, you sign them up and send the traffic to register for this Zoom call, for this free live training that you would be doing. And you can obviously, I also recommend setting the tone before this free class beforehand by explaining how the technology will work, the steps required to set up Zoom, and say how you would be open the webinar. That's 30 minutes before it starts. Common practice is it's overlooked a lot, but it is very important to set the overall tone of the call and maintain some form of professional approach when you do the calls. So you personalize the workouts, the online classes that you do to the people who are on the call, and then you make it as valuable as possible because this is ultimately what they're going to be judging you based on. And then at the end of the live stream, at the end of the free class, you then make them aware of paid memberships that you'll be offering. Okay, so this will include regular live classes, and it's only, for example, £20 per month for a limited time only. And I think that is very reasonable for something that is quite frankly going to be improving your health significantly. And then you can set up a payment portal so people can, quite frankly, like ClickFunnels. It's a very intuitive platform to use. And then you can advertise that replay of the live class that you did to other people as well. That's when it comes into advertising to your gym's competitors, or even if you want to keep the advertising budget low, you can focus on just your existing members and upselling them from the frozen membership plans that you have at the moment. Because it's obviously going to be easier to get them onto this plan when your members are already aware of your brand rather than competitors' members who may be less aware. So now I'd like to go on to the opportunity in the market and why now is the best time to promote your online services. So, as you may be aware, the need for remote health services has never been higher. Okay, everyone's stuck at home. Think about how they need to be healthier, increase demand. The ad costs are much lower, around 50% lower, because nobody's advertising, and Facebook's advertising, Google's advertising is done on an auction system. So if there's less people willing to invest in advertising, the cost of doing so will be lower. Okay, there'll also be more people scrolling through their phones. Okay, people at home looking for that dopamine fix. So there's increased awareness. Okay, there's also a lot of people pulling back and waiting for this to all be over. And as I said in the introduction, that's perhaps not the best plan to have. So you can capitalize on that and make the most of what they're not doing. Okay, so you got increased market share there, and the overheads of going online are much lower, as shown by that lovely diagram there. So there's higher profits for yourself. Okay, now how to differentiate from your competitors? If you're in the gym, the fitness and well-being industry, you're probably aware of everybody's offering loads of stuff for free. So you might say, Marcus, how am I going to charge for something that everyone's offering for free? And that'd be a good question. But to do that, you have to offer two things that is going to bridge the gap between where your customers are and where they need to be, what they're currently doing and what they know they should be doing. Okay, so that's accountability and communication. Okay, so in terms of accountability, by running the sessions at regular times, you begin to have people who regularly show up to these calls and become familiar with each other. Okay, so if one person does not show up to one of the calls, the others likely to ask, "Why weren't you on the call?" So they feel accountable. Okay, and then each live call, you can keep track of the people that attended the training. Okay, and then post this on the Facebook group that you set up. That's only accessible to the paid members. Okay, so people feel like they're being held accountable and therefore more incentivized to attend the live sessions. It, you see how this would be different to simply somebody doing a free YouTube video. There's very little accountability. There's very little skin in the game, and so this will definitely bridge the gap, as I say, between where what they are doing and what they should be doing. And finally, you can actually, if this is suited to your current audience, you could actually keep a leaderboard of who has been the most consistent and regular with their workouts, and then reward these people publicly through the Facebook group. Perhaps send them something. You've been the most accountable, you've been the most disciplined with your workout. So congratulations from XYZ Gym, for example. And then secondly, the second pillar, communication. Okay, your customers are paying you for a close and connected community of like-minded people who are on the same journey as each other, and those who share both their achievements and their struggles, so that everyone feels like they're part of something that is bigger than themselves. Okay, so a varied workout schedule is also important. That can be posted on the Facebook group, and having this varied also motivates them to go to the session. The workout schedule can also include the intensity level and the objective of the session, right? Because there's obviously going to be lots of different people, different various intensities. Some people might even have certain injuries, and be able to personalize that by offering different workout variations on the call that is live. It's also going to differentiate itself between just free classes on the YouTube video. So you see how this, by offering this accountability and communication, is going to differentiate itself from the vast majority of the other people offering those free service. Okay, so I hope you did find this video valuable. Okay, now you can obviously find more videos and valuable content like this at marketingfitness.co.uk. Have my email address there if you have any further questions. And if you do feel like you perhaps need a helping hand in the setup of this campaign, if you feel like you need some support in order to get to the next level, then you can be sure to schedule a quick call through the schedule a call button you can find on our website there. But until then, I look forward to speaking with you in another video. Thank you very much.